natural selection.
Okay.
I believe that Adam and Eve had all the genes for all the races in them. They must have been brownies. You understand?
Yeah.
And the darker ones married until they made black.
Okay.
There are shiny black people in Africa.
Yeah.
Shiny black.
Yeah.
Even here in Haiti. Even here.
But not many. And thus, when they talk about it, they say the black guy. That's how the Asians say the black guy.
Yeah, the black guy.
French people, ooh, we can't say that.
Oh, so they take it out of the Bible in French.
Yeah, no,
Well,
and
they
the
word it
English
different?
Bible too, let me tell you one.
Uh-huh.
What did God take out of Adam to make Eve?
Oh, really?
No,
What does it do?
no, his penis bone.
Oh. But they didn't, okay, they always say,
Do you have a penis bone? No. A horse does, a cow does. The Bible says in the Hebrew, God took his penis bone and made Eve. There's no Bible in the world that has that printed, only the Hebrew Bible.
they only say red, they say the red, I don't know.
You see, understand, to be a little bit polite.
Like,
Understand?
That's interesting.
I told you something, no, there are very few Americans would know that.
yeah.
I know because, I'm old and I've had a lot of contact with people who study the Bible. There are many things in the Hebrew that are mysterious to you or even to me. When I come across something, I have a very smart friend,
Okay.
Irish Catholic,
Okay.
dear Christian, though he believes just like me,
Okay.
but that's his ancestry. I read to Jerry Murray and I said, that verse, does it mean so-and-so, not what they wrote there in the English Bible? He goes to his Hebrew Bible, he says, you're right.
You're right, you're right.
Because if you get to know in psychology of people, you know that there was something that the Hebrews would have said, but Americans don't understand it.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Englishmen didn't understand the Hebrew, you see. But the Bible is exact. Even if there's a word or two mistranslated, but the message is right there. That's right.
Yeah.
This to me is a simple explanation about the person of God.
Okay.
You see, we talk about Trinity. It's one God.
Okay.
God has taken a lot of patience with man. And when you understand creation, you look at color. Your eye sees color. God created color.
That's true.
And people talk about evolution. They were saying the black people came from the monkeys.
Yeah.
And then the black people.
They were trying to prove it too. That was crazy.
then other nations came out of the black people. They don't want to read the Bible. The Bible said God made Adam and Eve, and then their descendants made nations. Now, when I came to Haiti, we had a rented cabin up there behind the Catholic Church.
Okay.
My stepmother was there, and then she and my dad went back to the States to look for money to do something here. And we got this old lady who was a nurse to come.
Right there,
to come.
okay.
That's my wife's mother.
Okay.
There she's taking care of a witch doctor.
Oh,
His leg was huge.
Uh-huh.
He got well.
Wow.
He never was saved though. He wouldn't accept the gospel. But anyway, my stepmother, she wasn't. She climbed the wall doing nothing. She got a bunch of chickens. She got the funniest looking chickens, all kinds of chickens. Some of them had their feathers turned up instead of down.
Okay.
All kinds of chickens. And you would shut a chicken up for one night in a room. It does not go to anywhere else at night. It comes back there. That's its home.
Oh, wow.
Chicken's brains are very limited. So she turned loose in the morning. She knew they'll come back. And I watched them. This is how the races were made. The white ones went this way.
Okay.
Some white ones had little black specks on them. They went with the ways. The red ones that over there, And there were a few black ones they started tagging along after the race. Natural selection. I believe that Adam and Eve had all the genes for all the races in them. They must have been brownies. You understand? And the darker ones married until they made black.
Okay.
There are shiny black people in Africa.
Yeah.
Shiny black.
Yeah.
Even here in Haiti. Even here.
But not many. And those, when they talk about it, they say the black guy. That's how the Asians say the black guy.
Yeah, the black guy, the white guy.
They
the white.
are black, just shiny, like ebony.
Yeah.
And then there are some tribes in northwest Africa, they're white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
To
true.
me,
that's
it's,
true. Morocco, places like that.
yeah, all right. And not Arab. Now, Arabs are all across the north of Africa, and they drove out the black Egyptians.
Okay.
And, because the Egyptians were black, Ramses was a black man.
Okay.
We had a guy here, the first Christian in Fairmont, a picture of Ramses.
Oh wow.
I've got his picture. You look at that guy, you see Ramses. You see, the Arabs drove out the Egyptians, and they went across Africa, and some of them got caught and sold over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I believe that by natural selection, the blacker ones kept going with the blacks, and the brownies, and the tans, and the yellows, and the whites. We ended up with all different groups, just like the chickens.
And you said that form racism.
Yeah.
I think that's what form racism.
When I was in college, I went to a Christian school. The professor talked about it that way, about
Okay.
the natural selection of things. You know, there's a story in the Bible where Jacob was a stinker. He was wanting a particular girl, and the daddy said you have to work 7 years to get her. And so he gave him the job of keeping his cattle.
Yeah.
So
Make sure put it in.
he took the bark off of poles in stripes,
Okay.
and somehow the females bred with the spotted males more than with the solid color.
Okay.
So he got more animals through the years.
Yeah, past
7
by.
years he got more animals.
Tripled in.
Because he knew that trick.
Yeah.
God made nature so interesting. But this thing of natural selection is, I believe, the explanation for all kinds of things.
Okay.
There's a bird called a finch.
A finch. Okay.
Some have a real long beak.
Yeah.
Others have a stubby beak. Those that have the stubby beak, the crack stuff.
Yeah.
Those have long beak, they reach in. They're all finches.
Okay.
And they can cross. But why do they have bunches of different shaped beak? Because they were eating certain stuff. And those that couldn't eat it died off.
Okay.
And so in certain areas, the finches develop certain ways.
Got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, yeah.
What made you come to Kinskov to start your mission here? What out of all the places in Haiti?
People here do not know it. I don't tell them. They were cannibals.
Okay.
They were the lowest of the low. My father went to, they told me stuff. that I
I'm
learned.
ready when you guys are.
Okay,
Take
I'll
care.
be ready pretty quick.
Okay.
My father came to Haiti, and he saw the place as wretched. Back when we came, the capital, Port-au-Prince, was all barefoot.
Okay.
Very few pieces of street were paved.
Okay.
And, I mean, black people didn't read and write. Just a few that were descended from some of the leaders, like Dessalines.
Okay.
Just a few who could read and write a bit.
Okay.
The colored people could because they were descended from the planters.
Okay.
Okay.
And the nation was illiterate.
Okay.
So my dad, this awful state of the place, it was like old Africa. And he talked to, he asked for an English-speaking man, He got him to Pastor Mark, who became my best man for my wedding.
Oh, all right, that's all right.
He had trained in Philadelphia.
I trained in Philly.
It's all Philly.
So, Pastor Mark somehow arranged for him to speak to an English-speaking doctor.
Okay.
And the doctor was related to the president somehow.
Okay.
You know, God sees ahead, buddy. Yeah. You give the Lord your heart and your mind. He'll put stuff in your head, and years later you'll say, I did that. Look, God planted that idea. Look how it's blessed.
Okay.
Because you're His. You're His tool, and when you give Him your heart and mind. So, my dad was that way. God used him, and my dad will, when we get there, he'll be so amazed when I tell him stories. Yeah. What God led him to do. So they got him to President Lesko. He asked Lesko, what is the neediest place in Haiti?
Okay.
He said, right close to the capital, a place called Fermat. I'm just telling you guys. So anyway, he came to this wretched place, and then God led him to another man who had married a French woman, and they had a little girl who was crippled. She died 6 years old in a little cabin he'd made up here.
Okay.
So the guy rented us that cabin for $15 a month.
Okay.
A little wooden cabin. And sold my dad this place, 3 acres, for $2,000. It took my dad 2 years to pay for it because he had to pay $2,000 for the land and $400 for the paper, for survey and registry. My dad didn't have money. He went around knocking to different churches and collecting money. That's how we started here.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I married that
beautiful lady.
Little old lady.
Yeah. He said the old lady.
I married her with nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
That suit on me, I wore when I was 16 when I graduated from high school.
Wow.
I don't waste any.
Somebody zoom in on it.
Yeah. Here, turn on the light behind the door. You want?
Where's the light at the door?
Right behind the door.
What,
Yeah.
oh, right there?
Pull the door. Right here.
Oh.
Yeah. There.
Ooh, I think it's too much.
That's the girl I married. She's the daughter of that old lady. She
Wait,
came
that
to see
picture
what
right there?
Mama was doing.
Which picture?
Right there.
Right here.
Okay.
That one.
That's her,
That's his.
that's her
That's
mother
grandma.
working on the witch
That's her
doctor.
mom.
That's an actual photograph. It's been treated so that it has a white background.
And that picture right here.
I wore that suit when I graduated from high school. I mean, I know what poverty is.
Yeah.
You understand? There were days this a man rebuilt our house, and we were in the States after the earthquake. And he took part of the house and made this huge room. I would never make a huge room like this.
Yeah.
And the wall used to be where the door is there.
Okay.
And that was our dining room and kitchen in there.
Okay.
And there were days we didn't have 20 cents one good.
Wow.
We didn't have one biscuit in the house. We never worried. God always sent something.
Always send something over.
We have lived by faith all these years.
And you say you're 90 something, 95.
I'm 90, I'll be 95 on July 10th.
Wow.
Anyway, some peasant woman would come knock on the door. Pastor, here, I brought you this stuff. Oh, thank you, Mauricia. That was our food for the day.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
I don't say I'm better than other Christians, but I learned to have faith. And I learned you give the Lord your mind and your heart. You're His tool. And He takes care of you.
True. If you let everything into His
I
hands.
can tell you guys, miracle after miracle. Big miracles. Poor and he's waiting. He doesn't even know the stuff I'm telling you. Let me tell you this one. One day, a foreigner, big tall white man, came out here. And my office door used to be over there. And I came out and I met this guy. He introduced himself very nicely, French name. And he said he had rented the house across the road. Now listen to this, crazy sound. He had rented the house across the road, and because he'd asked people in Port-au-Prince questions and they told him to come to me.
Wow. Wow.
And Pastor Wallace spoke English, you see, but he spoke French too. All right. This guy stayed here for 6 months. He asked me 14 different theological questions. I don't remember them. I said, look, man, I'm not a theologian. As a Christian, here's what I believe from the Bible, you see.
Okay.
I would give him answers. 6 months. At the end of 6 months, a very famous missionary who had worked in India and written books, was in his later years like me now. He was a Methodist missionary. He spoke a Sunday morning in the Methodist church and Sunday evening in the Baptist church. And I try to remember his name now. My head's getting bad. I can't remember names. I said to him, this guy's name was, I think, Leon. Anyway, I said, I have a Haitian couple here who speak Creole and French. They don't understand English. But this afternoon I have to go to the reception for the new president of a Mennonite college. And they'll be having an patient, will all be in English. I said, I want to pass by there, going down to hear the old man speak in the church. And wouldn't you like to hear that famous man speak? Sure. I said, now, if you would take that old couple from me, they wouldn't have the misery of sitting in an English speaking thing all afternoon about what's going on.
Okay.
It was my way of getting in there. You see?
Smart, smart.
So, you understand?
Yeah.
They put him here, me there, and the old man up on the platform. I had heard him speak 33 years before in Philadelphia in Congress Hall.
Now, everything going back to Philly.
You understand? Yeah, you understand? Look, guy was very famous. And that man preached. He said, the questions people ask of Jesus are, every one of my 14 questions.
Oh, wow.
You're never going to hear of a bigger miracle than that. Something went on for 6 months and I didn't write it down. And that man, I had no paper and pen there to write them down either.
Yeah.
And here, this guy
Go somewhere else. And
sat there. He knew God was speaking. That was God speaking there to that old man. He went up to his tears pouring down his face and took his hand and said, we. I've seen a lot. I can tell you more. Just as big miracles. That God, I tell you guys, you give your heart and your mind to the Lord, you will see things. You know that's God acting.
Okay.
True.
Wow, you right.
Yes.
True. I agree.
I mean, every time I think of that, and I didn't know all about that old man. That man, I had a neighbor, Andre St. Lo, over here. Andre said to me one day, he said, well, he said, do you know who that professor was? I said, well, told me he's a professor from the University of Montreal, and that he'd come to Haiti to live, and he'd come to me for a question. He said, look, that is Professor X, who was on the radio every day for, like, for how long? Answering any question people asked.
Wow. Amazing. That's all right.
And put that all together.
Yeah.
I mean, humanly, it's crazy. Andre told me, he was Professor X answering on the radio, see, any question people telephoned in. And after that 6 months, he went to New Orleans, wrote me one nice little note, and died. I've been unable to trace the family.
Wow. They might be still down.
You get me?
Yes.
Leandre, Leandre, Page, P-A-G-E. Leon Page was his name. Just names come slow to me now.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys want to pee? You can go to the second door on the right.
No, we don't need
We're getting
that.
ready to leave.
We know we got the Andy out there.
How's that?
We got Andy out there.
They're waiting for
Oh,
you.
sure.
Yeah.
He's my grandson.
He said, you want to talk to my grandfather? He knows a lot about Haiti. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, come and
He's
get
a
him.
Christian pastor. He
I'm
told me everything.
telling you, my wife and I have walked with God. You know, just living.
Yes.
And you gave the life to Haiti, that's doing missionary work in Haiti. Wow. Because you've been here your whole life.
Yeah, that woman has been over tough mountains many days with me.
Give me a simple description of you.
How's that?
A simple description of you. Your pastor, your name, and you know.
My name?
Well, a description.
So don't you go publishing that cannibal stuff.
No.
My name is Wallace Turnbull. It's an old Scotch name. I was born in Hollywood Hospital on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles.
Wow, I used to live there.
And my parents were there back from working in Gujarat, India. And I happened to be ready to appear, and they went to the hospital, and I was born. They were there visiting my grandfather who had retired there in warm country from up in Canada.
Okay.
So I've had a very interesting life as a missionary's son, seeing my father working in the United States during the Depression. We visited every state of the Union, visiting churches to encourage help during hard times like right now for missions. That was my father's assigned job after he came back from India. So I've seen a lot in my life. I saw the Depression. I lived it. And I grew up in the States and came here when I was done with my schooling and been working here.
And Haiti ever since.
Working for Haiti ever since.
That's all right. Do you see progress in Haiti now, like from when you first came to Haiti now, or
Yes.
on what
Yes.
levels?
There are nasty things done, just like in many countries. How is it that 64,000 people died of overdose in the United States last year?
Okay.
Now that happened with permission from authorities. Crookedness.
Okay.
I know too much about it. You can't publish what I know.
Okay.
So you know everything.
Yeah, I know
Yes.
what's going on.
Well, look, it comes through here.
Yeah.
And you have people fighting and killing people because of drug sales. This is one of the channels for drugs going to kill people in the States. The devil doesn't like our work.
That's interesting.
He keeps the country all stirred up. But I tell people we've taken half of Haiti for the Lord and we're going to take the other half.
Amen.
Oh, yes.
Amen.
You know, we're fighting the devil here. And people are stopping worshiping the big snake. Their top god is a big snake, Damballa. That's Satan.
Yeah.
Worshiping Satan. And many of them don't know it's Satan. It's just a big snake to them.
Yeah.
And they're learning to worship the Lord who made them. And they're a lot happier because they're always afraid when they're in the voodoo. They think somebody's going to send a hex on them, send sickness. But once they have Jesus, they feel delivered. They say, I'm delivered.
Yeah. Well,
In the
that
States,
stuff.
they say, I'm saved. Here they say, I'm delivered.
They say I'm saved. They say I'm
Oh,
blessed.
Mr. Wallace. We are happy to
We
meet
gotta
you.
meet you.
We need to come here to visit the whole place.
Yeah.
Because I see it at the time right now, it's going to be kind of arc.
Yeah.
We need, more light. I don't know if you have permission
Right
for
now,
that.
there are no foreigners here.
Yeah.
They're
I stayed. I could have left, but
all in
I
the States.
stayed. I didn't see no reason going to the States because I knew that the situation would be
everything.
worse there. Because Haiti is not that bad, yeah. But the
Not
States,
yet.
not
It
yet.
can become bad where people are jammed together.
Yeah.
I have been told, I don't know if it's true, that some silly Haitians are leaving medical care in the Dominican Republic and coming by backcountry trails to get back home to the witch doctor,
Oh, man.
bringing the sickness.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem. That'll be a problem.
Buddy, the devil has his ways. After God, he's the smartest creature.
The walk.
Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, got all that power.
After God, he's the biggest, smartest creature. So he's a troublemaker. And so we're battling. It's an eternal battle, which will, it has been, but it will be done soon, I believe.
Father like son?
Oh, that's your father? Oh,
Father, grandfather.
oh, that's your father.
That's my father.
Oh, man.
So the virus is stopped.
Yeah, there's no war right now.
Everybody's running from virus.
You're gonna talk to me, yeah, save me some.
Yeah.
I'll take some of it if you want.
Peace between gangs.
I just came from the Haiti.
Keep those, Nelson, because I do
videos,
videos.
so I travel the whole world.
But
I was
let me
just
get some
in
of these.
El Salvador, I was on Honduras. From Honduras, I flew to LA. From LA, I flew to Miami. Miami to Dominican, no, to Haiti. Dominican Republic, back to Haiti. And now I'm still in Haiti.
Well, this country is blessed more than any other country. Have evangelicals. Other countries have all kinds of crazy religions that don't teach you anything about God or eternity. Now, all that stuff that I have in that page is extracted from the Bible, showing one truth.
Yes, true.
All through it's God.
Yeah,
In contact with people.
yeah.
My dad's a pastor too.
You
In
know,
Philadelphia, yes.
you'll never know when you're talking to a man if that man is God. He has appeared to many people. He's appeared to Arabs all the time nowadays. They say, Jesus came and talked to me. They tell it. You never know what he's going to do. Because God's so smart. Look at the world he made.
For real.
Oh, it's wonderful to have him as our keeper.
Let me get some images outside, man. I love your house.
Well, this big
We'll be back
room
again soon.
is not what I would make.
Turnbow.
This was our dining hall, and that was calendula.
No, these are calendulas.
Calendula.
They're yellow and orange.
Keep these, look, keep these in the bag, you know, like you're doing.
You would have taken one of the bag.
My wife chose that they left in the front porch.
And did you get the cashew nuts?
Yes, I did. There's some more. I got lots of seeds, but we can.
Yes.
Should I take these too? I'll dry these out. I'll finish drying those out.
You want them, yes.
I'll take them and finish drying them out for you. And good guys, man. Because we.
I used them out in the back.
Okay. I just need a little bag.
This is the outside of the house. Straight chilling.
The leaves and the
Tastes like watercress.
I used to make sandwiches with mayonnaise, little mayonnaise, and
With
stack
tomatoes.
the leaves, tomatoes.
But these are watercress, the same taste.
Dad showed me that trick.
With tomatoes,
When I was a
maybe
little
a
kid-
little fresh onion.
They're delicious.
Onions nowadays are no good. We've got months of dry weather.
And
They're
we-
tough like leather.
Wow.
But when you get a tender onion, you know,
I'm
a
making,
little thin slice of onion and tomato.
I'm making
a flower list of all the alphabets. The A's and the B's and the C's and the D's.
Wonderful. Thanks, sir.
You're gonna, no, that'd be a fun game to play. To
I
kinda-
have it,
You
yeah.
follow Z, you're gonna find zebra fruit, yeah. X, you'll find one.
I have
Where?
just about everything.
The alphabet, like, you know, A, apple, like a plant, you get the name when it's letters B, C, carrot, any plant. You know, D, dahlia.
Grandma loves
B.
to work with the alphabet.
You ever play the game? Yeah, that's that game, man. Those types of games.
When we were traveling in the States back when, I don't know when I had now, this I doesn't work. When I was driving around with her in the States, why, she was driving me crazy looking at alphabet games.
Oh, Grandpa, I need to print something.
Okay?
I'll just send
Help
it to
yourself.
Well, it might be easier to send it to your email and just print it from there. Or, let me do, if I can, is this printer turned on?
Yeah.
See the clouds, now look at the clouds came out there.
Can I
Yeah.
do this with, here?
Getting it outside.
It's always chilly up here, so
Pull this one.
I put it in my pocket.
You don't have access to the zoo, Grandpa, do you, to show these guys the crocodile?
What?
The crocodile.
No.
I told we could come back, maybe bring us another day and we'll come back.
Okay,
and
cool.
check everything. The beauty of Haiti right there, the mountainside, is the beauty of Haiti.
He's a geek, you know. I'm not a geek. I've learned from the geeks. I work with Yahoo and OS.
Well-
Not anywhere near. We had Outlook, and it died.
Okay.
No. We have people who say they think certain people killed it. I don't know.
I don't know, Dad said it's a big mess right now. He's having problems with all the outlooks. It's the company they're using maybe.
Yeah.
Print. We're gonna do it to, this is what, which one is the LaserJet? There we go. Pages 1. I think it's good.
Whoa,
I've
look
got
at
a
this.
mess. I've got to get that fixed better.
Good catch.
Yeah. My neck was killing me. So I had that pulpit made.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to look
Yeah,
down.
the look down is just right there.
Oh, my neck was hurting like the dickens. But it doesn't have a good enough edge on it.
Okay.
It always makes that silly black
So
thing.
Randy can pay the Digicel,
Hey, don't throw it away.
no, I'm folding it.
Okay.
I need both
Did you get
copies.
something on the dirty page, on the back of it?
No, I'm keeping these. These are for me.
Nice meeting you.
I need these 2 copies, you see?
Oh, I thought it was
Nice to know
oh,
you.
wait.
Thank you.
And we want to see more of our neighbor boy.
Yes.
Their
We're
neighbor.
gonna come back in the
You
neighborhood.
come visit your cousin, you come see us.
I've been here since January, I've been here for a
And so
while.
Randy can pay the bill for me and 1 copy for me.
And now since we got the pandemic, you can't really travel like that, so
Test page.
Haiti's my home right now.
Other thing.
I always tell my
Did you
young
use the envelope or
people
something?
who've been lived abroad to come back home to Haiti.
Yeah.
This is where your roots are.
That's true.
A junk
And
envelope,
God
yeah.
was going to
So,
use
ridiculous.
Haiti
Yeah, to do
to
something
help.
great.
Yes,
Perfect.
and I'm glad that, you know,
All right, well,
how
the
to
trooper,
be
the relay
careful
is sending
so you don't get
12 volts,
down with the,
but at the
with
fuel
the
pump terminal,
virus.
I'm only
Okay.
getting 5
Yeah, we've been
something.
washing our hands.
And
Wash your
according to the
hands and
manual,